guys! So today I was thinking, what could I film? Because I don't have any new products or anything, and I kind of want to be able to, use my collection more and get more out of it. Since I bought it, I should, get my money's worth. So I was thinking, when I get a palette, I don't necessarily use all the colors in it, so wouldn't it be fun if I did like a little challenge for myself where I do like a series on my channel where I take each palette and I have to use every color in it to create an eye look, which is gonna be hard. Like the palettes with the smaller amount of shadows in it, of course, that's not gonna be too difficult, especially the ColourPop ones where it's like the one shade or one color palettes. But some of these, there's a lot. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna try it at least this time. So I was looking at them and there's this palette. I love the brand Juvia's Place. They're also affordable and their colors are super pigmented and it's just really good. And there was this palette that I got from there that looked really cool and different, but the one time that I used it, I don't feel like I used it to its potential, so I wanted to try it again. And it is the Nubian 3 Coral palette, and it looks like this on the inside. So there's these gray tones, which I thought was cool because I don't have a lot of gray eyeshadow, and then the coral tones, of course, and then some neutral brown shades. So I thought it would be fun to try to create something using all these shades, which shouldn't be hard because they do, there's nothing crazy in there. Like I have some palettes that are just all over the place and you're like, oh my gosh, what would I do with that? But yeah, so it'll be fun. Hopefully. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. Okay, I have to jump in because I need to say this. What I'm doing is I'm taking all the lighter shades, this one, and this one, to do on like a little bit above the crease, and I'm doing like a gradient from the gray to the coral to the brown. And then below that I'm taking the darker shades of those, so the darker gray, this more like terracotta color, and then the darker brown, and then I'm going to create below that a gradient. So it's hard to keep like showing this up, like now I'm doing this one, now I'm doing this one. So I'm just taking those same colors that I showed you, to begin with, and I'm going back and forth, and I just keep going back and forth until they're blended. So I just had to jump in to clarify what I'm doing. Okay, let's get back to it. Alright guys, so this is what I created with it using every color. In the top portion, like I told you, above the crease, I used the lightest gray, the lightest corally tone, and the lightest brown. And then below that, like in the crease area, I used the darker gray, the darker terracotta type coral shade, and the darker brown. And then for the lid itself, I used the glitter glue, which I highly recommend because I don't know if you noticed in the inner corner, but I was struggling to get the pigment on there, like to bam, show up in your face. So glitter glue, I highly recommend it. Maybe a wet brush, but I liked the glitter glue. It's like pow. Anyways, so I used the lighter gray shimmer color, the lighter coral, and the lighter brown. And then underneath I did the darker gray, the darker corally type color, and the darker brown. And then over the top of the coral, because I felt like it was just a disconnect from the top lid, I went a little bit with this on top of that, just in the middle over the coral shade. And I like how it's like got a little bit of darkness like down on the bottom, but it still like matches with the top lid. And I really like how it turned out. I will give my final thoughts in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera and finish up my face, and I'll be back. All right guys, and here is the final look. I actually really love how it turned out. Okay, now, oh, real quick, I did also want to mention, because I didn't say before, but the darker brown shimmer shade, I did carry up a little bit on the upper lid, like down near the lash line, because I didn't know if I was going to do liner or not, which ended up being pointless because I did a tiny baby wing. Oh, so cute. But anyways, yeah, so I did do that, but it turned out to be not totally necessary, but I did carry it up just so that way it would, you know, go with the bottom lid and look even. And on the inner, or not inner, the waterline, I did put in like an olive green eyeliner. It's by Maybelline. I don't even know if these are still available. Anyways, I just thought that it looked cool because I didn't have a brown liner. But yeah, so about the palette. Now, the reason why I wanted to try this again is because the last time that I used it, the matte shades, I was a little disappointed because I love this brand so much and they're affordable and they have awesome eyeshadows and a liquid lipsticks. Those are the two products that I've tried from them. But I was disappointed with the mattes because usually their mattes are really good and these were going on so sheer and I couldn't see them. And then I was wondering, is it my skin tone? You know, would it look better on deeper skins? Which I do think that it would. But they just weren't working. But these shimmers, oh my gosh. I mean, look at them. They're intense, especially that silver. Woo, so nice. So that totally made it worth it. And I mean, the mattes are fine. They're just very sheer, at least on my skin tone. And I was really trying to pack them on. I was doing layer after layer, and for some reason they just, I mean, they're there. They're just nothing like I've seen in their palettes before. So I don't know. Am I just using them wrong? I don't know. But yes, the shimmer shades are great. So now I've tried every color and I mean, I will use this palette again. I do really like it. And the colors are different, but they're like everyday tones. So you could you know, create a whole bunch of looks using this palette and wear it every day. You could, you know, dress it up and make it a little bit more appropriate for nighttime, like going out. And you can also make it more wearable for day-to-day purposes like work or school. So I do think it's good. And maybe because those mattes are not bam in your face, maybe that's a good thing, because, you know, some jobs or at schools, you can't always have, you know, like bright eyeshadow. So maybe it's a good thing. And I think if you're a deeper complexion, it would show up really well on you. And so, yeah, I like it. Trying to think, I was gonna say something else. Don't you hate that when you lose your train of thought? Oh yes, it wasn't necessarily a thought that I had, it was something I was gonna try. So real quick, I was just gonna try the shimmer shades on the back of my hand in a couple different ways. I was gonna try it with my finger, I was gonna try it wet, and I was gonna try it with the glitter glue, just to have an idea to see how they perform. And I'll do the lightest gray shade just because that's the one that I was having trouble on the inner corner with the brush. So yeah, let's try that real quick. Let me grab a brush. And I'm just gonna use some setting spray. I'm using, this one's more like a facial spray, but I do like it and it's really affordable. I got mine on Amazon. I think it was like $8 and you get this giant thing. And I've only used this much and I've had it for over 2 months, maybe 3 months. Maybe longer. I don't know. But, and I like the smell of the cucumber green tea aloe one. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna use. I'm just going to, well, first let's try it with our finger. So again, it's this light gray one. I'm just gonna, nothing's on my finger, and I'm just gonna swirl it around in there. So it looks like that. I mean, pretty pigmented. So I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand. I mean, look at that. I didn't even like press hard on that palette. These shadows are so smooth and buttery. I mean, look at that. I didn't even press hard in there. I just swirled it around and I still have, you know, so much pigment left on my finger. And if you look at that, you can see there is a crap ton on there. So with your finger, very nice, which I did not try on my eyes, which normally I do. Normally I do, you know, use my finger, but I was trying to use brushes for once. So yeah, fingers are good. All right, now I'm just going to spritz the brush with the spray, and then I'm just gonna go into it like that, just a couple times, just like I did with my finger. And then we're just gonna try it with the brush being wet. So as you can see, not as much. Let's try it dipping into it and then spraying it and see if that makes a difference. So I have it on there and I sprayed it. This is hard to do. And then swipe. So yeah, dipping it, because it does pick up product when you dip the brush into it. So picking it and then spraying it is good. I mean, your finger still looks like the best, but it works with the spray too if you do not want to use your finger. And then lastly, I just wanted to show again with the glitter glue, which the NYX glitter primer glue stuff. So I'm just gonna take a dot and swirl it around on my hand. I kind of tap it a little bit to make it tacky so that way the product will stick to it. And then I'm just gonna take the other side of the brush, not the side that was wet, but the dry side, and I'm gonna run it in there again. And then on the glitter glue here, I'm just going to kind of like tap it and smooth it on. So as you can see, it works really well with the glitter glue too, and the brush. So I actually think that the glitter glue is better than the spray. and this seems to be the best, but the glitter glue may hold it because as you can see it is kind of, I mean if you smooth it in, then I mean look at that. And I still have more product on my finger now. So, as you can see, your finger works really well. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a great company. You should give them a try. And if you are a deeper skin tone, then this company, the colors are gonna look amazing on you. Dark complexions, their eyeshadows, amazing. I've seen pictures, I've seen it on people. It's beautiful. So deeper complexions, dark complexions, amazing. But on fair skin, pretty much any complexion, it looks great on, but especially those deep skin tones. I love it. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. I do recommend it, especially if you want more of like a, you know, kind of a day-to-day eyeshadow palette, but with a little something extra, you know, for nighttime or going out or special occasions. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Highly recommend this company, Juvia's Place, and I think that's it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video before you leave, and until next time, guys.